Okay, legends, welcome back to the channel with another Kaiju number 8 video. Now we are on day 2 of the event and many things have spiraled, like the damages for the boss, and we lost a little bit of HP on him. We're gonna drop him to 50 and we're gonna get more rewards. I think it's 50%. Yeah, 50%. You're gonna get some diamonds. Now they don't tell you how much is that. We got these diamonds when we cleared the first one. It says 50, but we got more. I think 50 points it says. I don't know, but we got more. I got like 300 or something like that. So I don't know where is the calculation. Maybe it's 50 and I didn't check it completely good. But anyway, we're gonna complete all of this. I bet this boss will die soon. So I want to just show you the results. I'm doing over 100 million with this strategy with the teams that I done now. Now every time that we're gonna go and progress with this event, we're gonna land a lot of damages, right? Because we are increasing the damage output. I want to show you what I did with my Reno. Remember Reno? I raged because he wasn't critting. Now his crit rate is at almost 60%. So with the battle buddy, I'm getting him to almost 80, plus the 2 stacks of crit rate from his ultimate. The first ultimate gets him to 90%, the second ultimate gets him to 100%. So we start at 80%. So let's say it's 80% his crit rate. So I put him on a fungal set, right? I gave him attack, I gave him crit rate, and I can roll it. Now, if you're lucky, you can roll it to 5-star. It will roll higher on crit rate, but it takes a lot of rerolls and resources. Plus, it will take currency as gold, or these currency that is considered gold for you to upgrade. So attack percentages, crit rate percentage, and ice damage percentage. He's a hybrid class, so he goes ice damage and shot damage. And this is what we need. Of course, we're gonna get the extra 20% with the damages when he activates his ultimate. We're gonna get the crit damage as 43% and 73 or 37 by using this set. Now, of course, if this set is all at 5-star, you're gonna max out your attack, you're gonna max out your crit damage to 50%. His crit damage right now is 93.5%, almost 100%, which is really, really nice. And when we get from Hoshina, the support, when he gets his skill to 1 or less, he's gonna get crit damage by 40%. That's huge. You're almost at 120% crit damage, or 130 if you can get him to 100%. So this is basically the basic setup. I showed you all the setup for my characters, whatever I'm playing on them. I showed you, check the previous video for the high scores that we did on day 1. On day 1, it was decent damages. I did like almost 60 million on a consistent run with this lineup when I built actually Reno on a little bit of crit rate because he was killing me because he wasn't critting. And yeah, we increased the levels a little bit, so that helps a lot. Every single level gets you a lot of damage. So let's go into the fight and hopefully we can land the shock from the start, because we need to land the shock so we can get a little bit of more gauge meter. So let's go and do that again. So we're gonna go and attack. Hopefully we can land the shock. Come on, land it. Okay, and shock. And if you're not sure if it landed, you can click on the bar of the boss. You can hold, click and hold. Don't remove your finger because they will auto attack. And here we have the shock here. So it's absolutely beautiful. We're gonna continue buffing. We're not gonna damage him while he has the shields until he leaves the shield. We're gonna buff again, and now we have all the buffs, I think, on Reno. Okay, so what do we have on Reno? We have attack up, damage dealt. This is the special status with the moral. Okay, damage dealt increased by 26.4%, and combat skill also, which is his second skill. Attack up by almost 10%, speed up by 20%, crit damage up by 40% because it was 1 or less. Damage taken down, it's because of the AR, that the weapon that is holding by Mina. I gave her a weapon that will reduce the damages we are taking, which it doesn't matter actually for this fight. If you want, you can change it to something else. Attack, ST or single target attack damage up, and blast damage dealt up as well. So all of the buffs that we need are up there. So we're gonna go and do that. Now again, combat skill. Many people were like confused by that. I talked to many of my friends, especially the friends that are playing on the Japanese servers, because they came one day before us and they do a lot of testing. And they told me that the single target damage, or the single target ST attack is also considered for an ultimate, for a combat skill, and for the auto attack when it's single hit. The AoE is something different. This is what's called single target damage, which I was like, okay, that's really nice for Reno. Here we go. Let's do crit. Do not do that, okay? He didn't crit. Are you kidding me? I get to 5 million here. I'm gonna restart from I'm gonna restart. He didn't crit. 80%, he didn't crit. Oh my god, he's gonna... I'm gonna cry, man. He's gonna make me cry. 80% he didn't crit. Man, somebody was telling me about Epic 7, playing Epic 7, and when you have 99% crit rate, sometimes you don't crit, it feels like 50-50. You need 100% to crit all the time. Okay, we need to apply shock, and we need to crit on our first hit, alright? So please, Reno, crit. I mean, oh, okay, we didn't inflict shock. Alright, this will be great. I just want the first crit, the first hit to crit. I want the first hit to get shock. I know you don't get everything that you want, but at least these two. And if we don't freeze with the ultimate, we don't gonna get the highest damages. Of course, when you retreat and come back, they don't punish you and take the stamina. But if you're on tickets, don't do that. Some people told me that the tickets will get removed. By the way, every time we're doing an upgrade, we're getting 1 point in upgrade. We're not getting more than 1 point. So I don't know if it's worth it to go for the 60% that we have, or we can upgrade something else and get damages. Please do the shock. And it says shock here. And we did crit also with the shock, so we can read it here, shock for 2 turns. So we don't need to do anything else. We're gonna buff him again. Same buffs we're gonna apply, so whatever we read before, here we go. Okay, now, can you crit rate on him? Because your crit damage is insane. I want you to do a lot of damages. And when we ult, we increase that. And here we go, we crit 5.3 million. This is because the boss, we got a lot of buffs from the players that we're playing. We used to do 2 point something million, and now we're doing 5 point something. Now we need to auto attack with everybody, except Reno, of course, we're gonna use the second skill. And yeah, that's the second skill. I think I can use the ultimate, the second skill of Iharu, but I don't want to do that. And he crits again. Perfect. Nice. I'm gonna use the first skill. And we're gonna use buffs on the second round. We're not gonna go and attack. We're gonna refresh the buffs for our characters. So I'm gonna refresh your buff. And I'm gonna refresh your buff again. Why I'm doing that? Because we can't remove the shield, right? We're just gonna attack. Are you gonna crit here? Come on. Okay, please. Please. Okay, another crit. Okay, Reno consistent. 17.1. We can apply the second skill. I mean, we don't need to. You still have the shock, right? He does still have the shock. No, he does not have the shock anymore. Okay, because we did 2 skills. We're gonna use this. Hopefully you can shock him. Can you shock him with his shield on? No, we can't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna auto attack as well. And he's gonna reapply the 7 layers on himself. Okay. Good. We're gonna auto attack. We are filling our bars. Now, because this will increase your crit rate, so I want to do the ultimate. Can we push him and freeze him? Please tell me you're gonna freeze him, okay? Pushing him, I mean, with the freeze, it's also... Can you crit as well? Come on, everything. Okay. Okay, we froze him, but you see the damages are at 0 because we didn't do anything. Okay, 5 stacks. Now it will drop to 4, the layers. And here what we need to do is... Okay, nice crit, baby. Okay. Can we land the shock right now? Maybe we can, but I need to do the auto attack. I mean, yeah, we can auto attack and defense break after this. We don't care about the shock. Here we go. Defense break. Please defense break him. It's over 100%. Why are we lagging? Wow, look at the frame rate. What? Okay, defense down is on the boss. So the boss has now the freeze. You have the defense down. Now with the freeze in action order, if you don't know what the freeze of Reno does, okay? So after turn arrives, takes additional ice damage equal to 24% of the attacker applied. And here we go, the ice crystals. He has ice crystals on himself. After an ally attacks Kaiju in ice crystal state, which he is in, because it's 2 turns, deals additional damage equal to 24% of Reno's attack, the applier, which is Reno, which is absolutely huge, and this is what we want. So here, we're gonna hit him, and he's gonna be on 1, and then we're gonna get the turn, and we're gonna break him with our Hoshina, right? And we did push him again. Did you see the push? We did push him again. We have a chance to do this with him. Now we're gonna break you. We're gonna break him with Hoshina. Why? Because we're gonna do the follow-up damage with our Reno. And when we break him, we're gonna push him back again. Here we go. Alright, are you pushed now? And the damages, ew, bam. Good boy, Reno. Beautiful. Okay, can we do the buff again for Reno? Do you need it? Do you have the crit damage up? Speed, crit rate. Okay, we don't have the crit damage and we're not gonna take it. But we're gonna do the buff anyway. We can't do anything here. I'm gonna give him the buff so I can ensure that he's having the buff all time. We're gonna do the moral. Okay, here, the moral from this one, it will stack up because we're doing it. And if you do an ultimate and he already have the moral on, he's gonna get the buff again. So this is great. Now I think we can do an ultimate after this one. Can you crit? We did one ultimate. So we're at 90% crit rate, and now we have an ultimate which will push us to 100% crit rate. If we land crit on this one, because this one is hitting with 90% crit rate. Come on, crit. Crit, boy. Yes, sir. Good job. All right. Now, the next round that we're gonna hit with him. Okay, moral for how many rounds do you have it? We don't have moral anymore because we used him. Now we need to buff him so he gets a moral, and he got pushed. So maybe we could have a chance with him. Can we land shock with you also, buddy? We didn't land shock, but it's fine. Auto attack. Okay, Reno, can we get a chance? All right, and here we go. Hopefully this one will get us over 110. It will be my highest. I did 102, I think, before this one. 124. This is the highest that I got so far, which is great actually. 124 with one single round. Everything went into the same, like what I wanted. And oh, we can hit again, so we can increase the damages. Tell me that I can get with Reno one more hit. No, we can't. So 126. This is so far my high score. So for now, and of course, after 1 hour, 128 will be the best, or 150. After 2 hours, it will be 160. After 3 hours, it will be 200, something like that. It all depends on because we are always progressing and giving ourselves the buffs. So we're getting the buffs from here all the time, right? So when dealing single target attack, damage bonus increase. When dealing when the core is exposed, we're dealing extra damages by 60%, which is huge. And here, when dealing a crit rate, and why people are not using this, because early game people do not have high crit rate, so they can land the crits all the time. So it won't affect them if they don't land crits, which is the least important one for them. But if you're on a team with high crit rate with everybody, this will be super nice also for you. So every time we upgrade this, I notice that we're taking 1 point. So it's 1653972. I get it to 73. I don't know if because it's on 60% and this is the cap for it or something like that, because it's not going for 61%. From yesterday till today, it dropped to 50%. So I want to check here. If I upgrade this from 6.8 to 6.9, yeah, all of them give you 1 point. So basically, I just did this for the testing. And here we go. The boss is almost donezo. This lineup is great. Again, yeah, people are playing Mina and they're absolutely shredding the boss. Today I saw something ridiculous. 500 million damage with Mina. Like 500 million! 500 million. I'm doing 120 million, 126 million, and I'm happy. 500 million with Mina. She's absolutely... I don't know how they're doing 500 million. They're playing Reno and Mina on the same lineup. So Reno is contributing like 100 million damage, right? And Mina is doing like 400 million on her own. Now, I saw a run for Kaiju number 8. Also, he did 150. I saw a run for Gen. Gen did like 200 million because Gen laps. He gets more turns than everybody on the lineup. This is why Gen is great actually also for bossing. But with this setup for me, Reno is doing great. And of course, everybody is running Gen with Reno. Kaiju number 8 with Reno. You're running Kikaru with Reno. You're running Mina with Reno. Why Reno? Because the freeze delays and push the boss back. Now you can play Kota. He pushed the boss back with freeze as well. If you're gonna go and check Kota, he also does that. I think with his ultimate, if I'm not mistaken. He does it with his ultimate. Yes, with his ultimate. But Reno accumulates his ultimate really faster because he has his AR. If you have his weapon on him, right? So everybody deals extra damages on your lineup. So Reno is basically a buffer for your entire damage for your lineup. Specifically, if you're playing another carry, he will buff their damage because he will attack, or your carry will attack, and they will take 24% extra damage from Reno's attack. because he will have the ice crystals on them. So with Mina, you buff Mina, you give her all the buffs that she needs, and you play the battle partner with her if you want, but because she goes to 100% crit rate, you don't even need to do that, you can keep it with Reno. But you buff her with all the damages and put the battle partner with Reno so for more crit rate, and you attack the boss. And you absolutely shred the boss, like seriously shred the boss. If you're playing Gen, you play him with Reno, of course, and buffers, and you buff only Gen and let Gen only go for the boss because he will increase his gauge more and more and take more turns and break the boss. You break the boss 2 times. Somebody told me they can do it 3 times. I didn't see it yet. They never confirmed it, but 2 times you can do that. And yeah, that was it basically for the video. I just wanted to update you on day 2 how we're doing against this freaking boss. And thank you, Reno, for sticking out and doing all the crit damages or the crit rates. And yeah, that was it for the video. I'll see you in the next one.